A chance to see the world and all its untapped wonders in just a click.
Today we venture out into the world-class Garden City. That's right, we are going to Singapore. With its enviable fresh air and picture-perfect locations, this little city-state may be one of the more expensive cities, but a trip there is definitely one for the books.
That's right, Petina. Welcome to Nation's your one-stop subscription to the world. I am Patrick Laano.
And I'm Petina Fernando, ready to hit the subscribe button because this is Hometown Vlogs.
So first off, parang for our second episode, Petina, we visited Dubai and we've seen like how, the market of gold is so thriving in that country. And like for this episode, we're going to Singapore. Like tell us more about Singapore, Petina.
We are going straight back to Asia, particularly Southeast Asia. Now, Singapore is bordered by Malaysia, and that's why a lot of people usually just cross borders, if you want to travel to Malaysia. I think that's a big sana all for the Singaporeans or Malaysians out there. You can just travel in such a short span of time compared, being in the Philippines. That is an archipelago. What do you think about that, Patrick?
That's right, Petina. And I heard, a lot of tourists that visit Singapore really cross the borders of Malaysia to visit Legoland, Malaysia, and a lot of other tourist locations in Malaysia. And on top of that, Singapore is, known for its breathtaking, fresh breathing, kasi it's super extra clean talaga. And
yes,
they're always properly segregated. The streets are litter-free. Vandalism is punishable crime, and even the simple act of chewing gum is banned.
Yes, just as I mentioned before, Singapore is also known as the Garden City because it fuses nature and the cityscape, making the country not only breathtakingly beautiful, but also a clean and healthy environment in the modern era. No, just as you said, Patrick, na napakalinis niya, and it's you can really take a deep breath and it's clean.
And the government is really trying their best to give out a healthy environment to their residents. Kasi nga, Singapore is actually the first Asian country to have the COVID-19 vaccine, di ba? Malaking sana all talaga yan.
Wow, yeah, I know exactly. Now, do you know anything about the stats or about how?
For the stats, I think I have
Singapore
a little
is
bit
doing
here. Kasi nowadays, the number of COVID-19 cases in Singapore are minimal. The highest number of cases per day this 2021 alone being 58 people back in January 30 only. And for the month of April 2021, the average cases range from 21 to 26 only. Imagine, 21 to 26 only. I think in the Philippines, 21 to 26 cases is probably even less than half a day. Right?
Yeah, that's a reason why I really want to visit Singapore right now. Even with the pandemic crisis going on, sadly I can't, but what can you share? I think a little bit about the architecture, the cityscape. What maybe you can share us? What can you share about that, Patrick? I think you're a pro at this.
I'm really super excited to talk about this because as an architecture student, I've been always browsing, probably the best architecture spots in the world, and Singapore is always on top of the list because of course they have their Changi Airport, which is probably the best airport in the whole world, the top one airport in the world because of the many lounge, vacation spots inside the airport, that no other airport has ever done.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I think they also have this, massive gardens by the bay that houses a lot of other different plants. And para sa ating mga plantita dyan, over 32,000 lang naman talaga yung plants na, are, being showcased in this gardens by the bay. And I feel like this is such a great spot for all the people who loves plants. And on top of that, it's been always the signature visit location for the tourists of Singapore.
Yeah, you can see talaga na how they care so much about the environment, that they're not sabotaging the nature for the sake of infrastructure, I think that's...
While visiting these spots, I think you have some, food and delicacies that you want to tell the others about.
Yeah, personally, I've been to Singapore twice, I think, and I've never tried chili crab before, but I heard that it is a must try because one time there was this certain K-pop idol who was in a concert and he was shouting chili crab, chili crab. Now that is one hit of an influencer because performing on stage and then you are gonna shout out a delicacy from a certain country, and that's really something you should try. Now also I would also like to try the char kway chow, which is a flavorful stir-fried rice noodles. Now, as a fan of seafood, I only searched this up. I have never tried this before, but I wish that they could add this to Pasta Boy in the car park, I'm always a buyer from that, and I think it's a good addition to the menu. Now, lastly, we have the nasi lemak, which I personally have tried before, which is a rice steamed in coconut milk and chicken, and you can add other sides of meat. And this is served on banana leaves, which I think is also like a part of our culture as Filipinos. Yeah. It's probably one of the most famous Singaporean or Malaysian specialty out there that because here in our country, the Philippines, we have actually adapted several varieties of this nasi lemak. So I think we should try it. These are some food that we should try when we go to Singapore. Now,
that's nice.
I think we should go to Singapore talaga. Now, guys, enough with the talking, enough with the dilly-dallying. I think it's time for us to go and meet our guest and see how she's gonna welcome us with her own vlog about Singapore. Now, you guys just sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Happy birthday. What's to me? We're in front of the durian. Anika, I have a question for you. What makes someone Singaporean?
When you reserve seats by putting a packet of tissue on the table.
So that's how you determine if a table is occupied or not. Actually, it's so safe here, right, that you can leave, like I say, like as a Starbucks. You can just leave your laptop on the table while you go and order food, right? And you won't have to worry na mawawala. So as I was saying, so another one, right, is that Singaporeans love to queue for literally everything. Like queue up for a new bubble tea. Last week, like there was one time there was a queue for Chanel. Sana all may pambili. Tapos yeah, like the bubble tea shops na bago. People. Okay, so we're back. The hotel. Namatay yung camera ko muna. So anyway, continuing from the facts about Singaporeans. Just like everyone else, they love to go outside, go to places during their free time. Staying at home is not an option. Before the pandemic, right, the locals love to cross over to Malaysia. But syempre, the borders are closed right now due to the pandemic. Hopefully, they'll open it. For me personally, I love going for picnics with friends, either at like the well-known Marina Barrage near Marina Bay Sands or kahit sa car park rooftop lang. That is super fun. Lalo na pag sa gabi, you can just stargazing. There was once we went to this place called Lazars Island to picnic. It's still part of Singapore, pero like it doesn't look like Singapore. For occasions, staycation is like the #1 on the list of the locals. Like what we're doing right now, because it's my sister's birthday, so we're celebrating through checking in sa hotel. It's either that or we go to chalet to celebrate birthdays, like what we did for my friend a few weeks ago. But before I show you that short clip, hey guys, it's Iris, Mom, whichever you wanna call me, and yeah, I won't make this any longer. Welcome to my life in Singapore. Hey guys, so now I'm with Chris and we're now on the way to our best friend April's birthday celebration.
Singapore is so tiny yet with quite a huge population. Majority of our neighborhoods consist of apartment buildings, which what we call here as HDB flats because you know British English. Parks and playgrounds, nearby shopping malls, small grocery stores, and nearby bus stops or train stations. While traveling around, usually I take the train because apparently most attractions are in the south or east while I live in the north. Taking the MRT is probably the best and fastest way to get to my destinations. Now, here are some clips of my little adventure with my childhood friends in Chinatown, Rain and Shem.
So guys, before we go anywhere else, we'll talk about the pandemic situation here. So right now, community cases are fine. We panicked with 4 people.
Yeah, the moment we found out there's like even one case,
Yeah.
everyone like, oh shit!
No. Actually, upon arrival in Singapore, I had to serve 14 days quarantine. Actually, it's for all naman. No complaints because it's the 4 or 5-star hotels. And mine was the...
Wait, you stayed at the hotel?
Yeah.
Oh.
Marina Bay Sands, bro. Marina Bay Sands!
For free, ate? For free, Oh,
Yeah, it's
wow.
for free. No, before that, before you get released, you need to have a swab test. Pag negative, but release ka na. For community naman, everything's open since last year. Basta you just have to comply with the safe distancing measures. Wear a mask. Face mask is a must.
And schools here are not HBL anymore.
You're not home-based learning.
But you still need to key in the safe entry.
Yeah,
all the time.
everywhere.
All the
Like
time.
you go to the shopping mall, you go to a restaurant, go
To
to
the toilet?
school.
Nah, I'm kidding.
Not the toilet.
Everywhere you go, you have to scan all the time.
Check in and check out. Of course.
Even in schools.
Yeah, that's
schools.
safe distancing. That's contact tracing.
Yeah.
In terms of vaccine, it's free for all. Free for all the
Yeah.
residents. So they started with the medical frontliners, then the seniors, and in the workforce, public transport drivers. Yeah, and now we're just waiting
For our turn.
for our appointment. The government will send us a message and be like, you can book an appointment soon. And yeah, and anyway, let's carry on.
It's a multiracial country with mostly the Malays, Chinese, and Indians. But when you look around, marami na rin mga Pinoy, kahit saan ka tumingin, and the Westerners and Eurasians, of course. Their food is just as diverse. Of course, hindi mawawala yung local delicacies and the other cuisines like Japanese, Italian, may Jollibee, Max's, and Jerry's Grill nga dito eh. Pero syempre, pag sa bahay, luto ni Mama. Like the homemade longganisa.
Jay. We lined up as well for something that we don't know. Milk tea. This is Mama Merlion. This is Baby Merlion. You're asking where's Papa Merlion? He has passed from Sentosa, from working hard.
Hey, so I guess that's it for the little adventure with me here in Singapore about the culture of the place I grew up in. I hope you guys learned even a little bit, and that when everything eases, maybe you guys can come here and visit to see it for yourself. But for now, everybody please be safe and always wear your mask, sanitize everything. And I'll be ending this vlog with a few clips from the life before COVID here in Singapore. Bye! Oh, also, by the way, look at this. Whoa.
Okay, Tomasians, we're back here with Iris Villagracia, a second-year AV communication student who has graciously shared with us a look into Singapore through her vlogs. Hi, Iris. Welcome to the show.
Hi everyone! Hi, how are you?
How are you? We're fine here. How are you?
Yes,
How
fine.
is Singapore?
Okay na rin, masaya. Because I get to go out now. Pero syempre, don't forget na may pandemic pa rin. So, minimal. Pag kailangan, saka ka lang lumabas. Ganun.
Ooh, tapos talagang kitang-kita talaga namin sa vlogs na parang you were enjoying, hanging out with your friends even in time of pandemic. Kasi nga, I think the government in Singapore is probably doing their best to, still give the experience of Singapore to their local tourists and locals kahit na may pandemic.
When we were watching your vlog, it felt really personal because we felt like we were in your very own friend group because, you were traveling out there with your friends and, as viewers, we were able to go with you guys and you showed us all the different places and all the celebrations that you experienced with your friends. And I think that's a really good part of your vlog. I really enjoyed that. It was really intimate and personal.
Sorry, Iris, pero I think I'm really super excited to ask you questions kasi talaga. Kasi your vlog was very, it was full of information about Singapore, and I really want to ask how your personal life is going on there. So parang, can you share how often you visit or how long you've been in Singapore?
Okay. So, bali we moved here in the year 2004. So, bali magsa 17 years na because of my dad got a job here. So, syempre, nag-move yung buong family dito. And since dyan ako nag-aaral in the Philippines, diba? Pag holidays, yung June holidays natin and December, pag hindi sila uwi ng Christmas sa Pinas, ako na yung babalik sa, ako na lang yung lilipad pabalik sa Singapore. Yeah.
It was like a solo flight, solo travel.
Yes.
So, we know that you've experienced both Philippines and Singapore, and these are places that are both your homes. And as being a Singaporean Filipino, I guess I could say that. How can you compare the Philippines to Singapore? What's special about each? And what
Well, sige. Let's start with Philippines. Sa Pilipinas, yung tao talaga, we have the best people there na very home vibes, gano'n. Pag hindi ka mahihirapan mag-adjust. When I moved back to the Philippines, parang, naka-vibes ko agad yung mga naging kaklase ko. And syempre, I had more time to spend with my relatives, my cousins. Mas naging ka-close ko sila. Ngayon, kapag sa Singapore, whenever I come back here, ang pinaka na-enjoy ko talaga is yung minimal pollution. Because in the Philippines, lalo na pag nasa jeep ka, before ka pa makarating sa destination mo, haggard ka na. Tapos, ayun, walang traffic. I enjoy the no traffic. Like, susulitin ko talaga yon. Lalo na with an easier transportation, public transportation here, na from point A to point B, pwede kang, ano ba yun? MRT, yung train lang, or kaya yung bus. Tapos, like I mentioned, kasi sa baba lang ng bahay namin, may bus stop na. So, it's very accessible, very convenient. Ayun yung na-miss ko whenever bumabalik ako dito. Tapos, sa food, doon pa rin ako sa Filipino food. And I have my personal favorites. Char kway teow, like the one you mentioned just now. That's one of my faves. You should really try it.
Yeah,
and
I wanna
of course, not forgetting yung chicken rice and like Hainanese chicken rice. Yan.
Wow. So parang you talked about like how you miss, the Filipino people so much, diba? And parang, what if, how can you say about the people in Singapore naman? What are they like? Like, I can see that you have like Filipino friends in Singapore. Like, how can you compare them to the actual locals in Singapore?
Though I have mostly the Filipino friends, meron din akong yung locals and they're very friendly. Hindi ko ikakait yan sa kanila. They're, parang sabihin, madali rin naman silang pakisamahan. And it's cool kasi we all speak in English. Okay, ayun yung language dito. Because there's one misconception about Singapore na, ano yung language nyo dyan? Do you speak that? I'm like, English lang. English lang kami. Pero there's the natives who still want to talk about, like, in their, not natives na Singaporean, but yung natives like from China, from Malaysia, ganyan. Siyempre, yung local language pa rin nila. Pero, it's still, they're very friendly, very kind. I tried, personal experience lang, share ko lang.
Go ahead.
I try to work with them, and it's super fun sa trabaho kasi we get to share the cultural differences and similarities.
Kaya nagiging parang you get to be independent even when you were young there sa Singapore talaga.
Besides being independent, like, how is the COVID situation there ba? I mean, can you be independent in a world na mayroong pandemic?
How is it?
Life is pretty much parang back to normal. Okay, pwede naman, let's say, na new normal, ganon. Sorry. Pero, ang life, since hindi naman ganun kalala yung cases, although medyo nag-rise nga siya recently to like 16 sa community cases after like a streak of zeros for the past month pa yun. Yeah. Medyo nagpanic ng konti yung mga tao kasi syempre, yun nga, ang tagal nang wala. And they kind of brought it back to phase 2, which is lesser people sa yung sa gatherings. Yeah, there's lesser people na ngayon ulit starting today. Na-implement siya today na sarado muna yung gym, sarado muna yung pag sa church, yeah, we can go to church na. Ganon. Pero back to minimal 100 ata ulit. Ganon. Pero hindi ka mag-worry when you go around. Hindi ka mag-worry about, baka pumunta lang ako dito, baka magka-COVID na ako. No. It's pretty safe. I can say na ganun yung niya.
I guess that is really good news, because here in the Philippines right now, just an update about how we're going here. We're still figuring out ways on how we can get the locals vaccinated. But I guess we are doing some progress, and I hope that you and your family are safe there in Singapore. Now, you mentioned something about language being a misconception about Singapore. What are some other misconceptions that you can share and maybe debunk? Because here is your chance rather to debunk the myths and misconceptions about Singapore.
Okay, so ayun, the first one was speaking from my experience, kasi when I asked my friends before dati na
when you go to different countries, what do people expect of you? Like, what's the stereotype? And they're like, I actually don't know. So, ako na lang, like, experience ko na lang, pag yung nasa school, they're like, so you're from Singapore, do you speak their language? Tapos, edi sasabihin ko, no, English naman yung language nila, ganun. Pero yung difference lang is yung accent and yung may mga slangs, ganun. Then they will proceed to sample nga.
Oh, yeah.
Yung mga pa ganyan. And the next one is, I think I was asked this no senior high by one of my teachers. Oh, you're from Singapore, suppose you're good in math. Tapos, math subject pa siya. I was like, oh no, sir, no. Sorry to disappoint you, but it's not automatic that once you're from Singapore, magaling ka na sa math. And I'm sorry because I'm one of them na hindi magaling. Like, I would like to avoid your subject. Sorry. But I survived.
You're here now.
Yeah.
You did it. You made it.
I made it to second year college, but I mean, but that was the last misconception. I think it trended before. Ewan ko lang kung nakarating sa Pilipinas yan, but there are yung mga Westerners yun, ata. I don't wanna name na but they say na Singapore is part of China, part of Hong Kong. No, I'd like to correct you po. Singapore is just beside Malaysia. Medyo malayo tayo sa China ng konti.
Yeah. Just a little bit of history class for you guys, you know.
Malayo-layo tayo sa China. Ito na yung ito yung Singapore, ito yung Malaysia, magkatabi lang. It's just a bridge away.
Are there any memorable locations or experiences that you would like to share with your viewers?
Okay. So, the number one na maalala ko ngayon is yung Lazars and St. John Islands. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa vlog nga na it's still part of Singapore but it doesn't look like Singapore. So, kasi ang ganda ng place na I feel like if you guys are to come here, you should visit it. Kasi, I mean, maganda siya. Since city yung Singapore, diba? So, very busy, very noisy, ganyan. And you wanna get some peace. I think those islands are like the best place to get peace from para konting relax naman yung mind. Kasi pwede ka mag-picnic doon. Ang tahimik. And then there's also like yung small beach nila. Medyo hidden siya. Tapos, pwede lang kayong like, mag-swimming, ganyan. Pwede lang tumambay white sands, feeling white sands.
Yeah.
And then, pwede mo na lang panoorin yung mga nasa yacht, mga nag-rent ng yacht doon. Tapos nagpa-party sila, tapos kami, swimming lang.
Yeah. I saw that on your vlog, yeah.
That's one of the places that I keep going back to if I can. Pero medyo popular na siya ngayon, so.
It's kind of crowded now, I guess.
Iwas na kasi nga may COVID, syempre.
Okay.
Okay, Iris, besides your experiences, I think let's head on over to like the gold, the money question talaga. Kasi, I don't know, why do you think people should visit Singapore?
Well, simply because Singapore is more than just the Merlion, the Marina Bay Sands, yung Universal Studios, yung kapag ayan kasi una mo marinig, I wanna go there kasi gusto ko i-try ganyan. It's more than that. There's the cuisines, iba-iba. Tapos, ayan, katulad ng other islands, you can go there even though sa Pilipinas may mas magaganda. Pero, you know, I just want to point out na Singapore is not just about the city. Hindi lang siya yung about sa mga outlets like lalo na pag mahilig mag-shopping. There's more to the culture of Singapore and of course, I want everyone to experience it for themselves syempre pag okay na yung situations. Yeah.
Nice. Iba talaga si ating representative. Miss Singapore.
There's a lot of Instagram-worthy spots kasi dito. Like, hindi lang naman yung mga,
I actually didn't want to include yung Marina Bay Sands sa vlog, like ganun. Pero sabi ko, bakit eto na talaga yung Singapore ngayon eh. So, okay, at least I got to show like, ayun yung Chinatown. And there's also the 2 more pa that I didn't get to visit. Yung Kampong Glam, which shows yung sa Malay, Malay, ang tawag doon?
Kaya mo yan.
Basta the Malay culture and sa Little India naman, syempre the Indian culture. Yung mga ganyan. There's a lot more. Yun lang.
There's really a lot of, culturally, Singapore is really culturally diverse. I think that's what I noticed from your stories and how there's a lot of India town, I guess. I don't know if that is what it's called, but there's Chinatown, and I'm sure there are a lot of Filipinos there because everywhere there's a lot of kababayans, and I'm really glad that that there's home for you in there.
And I'm very happy na like we get to have guests over from different countries. Kasi usually, we can only see a singular country for what it's known for and everything like that. Pero when we get to experience and talk about talk to an actual person living in that country, yung talaga natin nakikilala yung bansa. And like, thank you so much, Iris, for giving us a full-on interview talaga na we get to, para meron kami na take home and take in our hearts as well.
Yes.
It's an honor.
Yeah. We learned that Singapore is more than just a Merlion, more than just the Marina Bay Sands, more than just the infrastructure. For Iris, it is home. It is the new culture that is immersion for her. And I think that's what really made the vlog personal for her. And as viewers were able to be immersed in that culture and in the country of Singapore talaga. Right, Patrick? What do you think about that?
That's right, Petina. Kasi talagang when we watched the vlog, it's really a different experience. And when we got to hear, Iris' stories, parang we felt like we were in Singapore as well. And it felt like a virtual trip to Singapore, actually.
Yeah.
Her friends as well is such a great experience. Kasi, hindi lang talaga finocus, feature Iris yung kanya. Pwede both. Feature yung kanyang country, pero also her friends and like her story in that country as well. So thank you so much, Iris, for having, for giving us the time to have this interview and, for gracing the show. And syempre, pag-edit ng vlog mo, pang-shoot ng vlog mo, so parang the effort. So thank you so much, Iris.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I also had fun.
Much. Thank you so much for the free ticket to Singapore. Kahit virtual lang, we enjoyed it.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity then.
Thank you so much. Now, you guys, our time with Iris is far from over because we will be heading to UST Tiger TV's Instagram account where we will be playing a guessing game with Iris. So, guys, if you want to join in on the fun, just head on to US Tiger TV on Instagram. That's at US Tiger TV, where we will be playing Picture It Out.
Tigers, once again, I am Patrick Laano.
And I'm Petina Fernando.
A chance to see the world in all its untapped wonders in just a click. This has been Hometown Vlogs.
Your one-stop subscription to the world.